Hello, everybody. This is Professor V, and today I'd like to talk to you a little bit about descriptive versus normative claims. Okay, so there are two documents in the week one readings that kind of go through in depth and provides examples for both the descriptive and normative claims. But I'm going to try to simplify it a little bit for you, and really where some of the issue comes into is people getting muddied up between the descriptive claim and a normative claim. The best way to think about the normative claim is who is affected. So a descriptive claim states how things are. It's kind of it could be a law, it could be a rule, it could be something. Where the normative looks at what it could be or should be, and it usually applies to a group of people or somebody in that situation. So that's usually the best way to look at the normative is apply people to it. So let me give you an interesting example, kind of a fun example. As many of you know from reading my bio, I'm born Canadian and a naturalized U.S. citizen. Canada celebrates Thanksgiving approximately a month earlier than we do here. It's on the Indigenous Day holiday, which we used to call Columbus Day. So it's about a month earlier. And seasons are shorter there, so Thanksgiving's earlier. All right, makes sense. Now, as a Canadian living in the United States, Thanksgiving is a U.S. national holiday. So that's kind of the rule. The rule is Thanksgiving is a national holiday. Why was it established? Usually the descriptive handles the why as well. It was selected so that people could celebrate Thanksgiving with their family. They'd have the day off so they could be home having Thanksgiving with their family. That's why it was set up, right? All right. So normative one would be the general population, right? And we could argue that absolutely Thanksgiving does give people the day off. That's a good thing, right? You build a case around it. You can apply an ethical theory. Probably utilitarianism would be a good one, doing the most good for the most people. Awesome, right? However, as I mentioned, I'm Canadian, and I might not want the American Thanksgiving holiday. I might want to go to work because I've already celebrated Thanksgiving a month earlier, okay? So the normative two here in this case would be Canadian citizens are adversely affected as a minority group by that national holiday if they're living here in the United States. Okay? So then you could build a case. What ethical theory would apply in this particular case? So the descriptor is the rule. The normative explains who or how it affects somebody in the situation. Now, I also must say, because I'm a dual citizen, I just celebrate Thanksgiving twice because I love turkey and I love pumpkin pie. But I could be considered a normative in this situation. So in all the papers, I've always asked you to identify at least two descriptives in a case. They're pretty low-hanging fruit to find them. But then I also want you to find at least two normatives for each descriptive claim. There's usually two normatives. One is the obvious one, usually why that rule was written. The second one, though, might take a little work to uncover. They may or may not be stated in the case, so you're allowed to kind of draw on that and find one that may or may not apply. But generally, there's more than two normatives for each descriptive. So that's a real simple way of thinking of the descriptive. The descriptive is the rule or what is. The normatives apply to what we'd like it to be, what it's addressing, what that rule is supposed to address, both for the good and perhaps for the bad. So we can also look to see if that descriptive claim is actually fair. Is it doing what it's supposed to be doing, or is harm being done to certain groups because of that? So that's where we build up the arguments. So hopefully that helps simplify a little bit if you think about that Thanksgiving example, and you can do that for any holiday. You could do that for Christmas, right? December 25th is a national holiday. All the stores are closed. Can you find somebody that is affected perhaps negatively because of that situation? That would be a normative, right? Normative two, because normative one is probably the majority of Americans benefit by having the day off as a holiday. There it could be some religious groups that would not be in support of that for whatever reason, right? So that's what you're doing. It's not right or wrong, but you're looking at how a group of people may be adversely affected or positively affected by that rule that's been put in place. Hopefully that helps clear things up a little bit for you. If you've got any other questions about descriptive versus normatives, please feel free to drop me a line, or we can set up an office meeting, virtual office meeting, if you'd like to chat one-on-one. Thanks very much, everybody. Have a wonderful day. Take care.